welcome to the stream. I'm not sure why you're here. I'm literally just doing some Python homework. Uh, I guess if you want to follow along and you know what you're talking about, you can always join me, I guess. I just didn't feel like, how do I put it? I didn't feel like, hmm. I wanted to make it entertaining for myself, so, if you want to learn something new, you can look at what I'm doing on my screen, and this isn't really. I wouldn't know if this is considered beginner level stuff or not, but I'm working with classes, and I say classes, and that's actually a Python term. If you didn't know that, I gotta make my own for moving a rover. So let's start here. So contains a class called rover move. I think that's how I do that. And colon. Right, okay. So then I gotta make some definitions here that fit, or well, methods that fit inside this class. Okay. How am I going to do this? So, define. We already know what it's called, so let's get that in there then. Forward. Define this method. It needs to accept inches as a parameter and also prints moving forward when it's called. So, let's see. It needs to, it needs inches as a parameter. Okay. Easy enough. And then if you're unsure of what a parameter is, well, actually, if you're unsure what a class is, it's something that helps to clean up your code a little bit. I'm new to this too, so don't expect like a great thorough explanation, but I'll do my best as a student to try to explain it the best as I can. A class, helps to clean up your code a lot, because when you have to do a lot of definitions, definitions are well, kind of what you'd expect. You're defining something, and in this case, I'm defining a function called forward that accepts a parameter inches. Inches is like a variable in this case, so I have to do the math, which I've already done like previous to this. I know I have to look at my previous work again to see what I did. But basically, this program is to make a rover. When I say rover, it's like a little. It kind of looks like a little car. It has 4 wheels, 4 motors on it that I will hook to my Raspberry Pi eventually, and then I'll be able to drive it around wirelessly just by using my computer. So, and then the parameter is like inches, I think I already said, which forward is the function, and then I'm able, when I call that later in the code, I'm able to give it an actual number of inches, which means I want the rover to move forward this number, or this many inches. And that's going to be based on pulses, which is, without trying to get into everything, the rover has these or tachometers that are inside the wheels that measure how many pulses per rotation of the wheel, and which I did in a previous lab. I'm able to take those pulses and come up with a number of pulses per inch, and then I do some math to say that whenever I put a certain number of inches in, the method converts it to pulses, which the which Python will recognize as I put some more stuff in, and will actually convert the inches to pulses, which it'll recognize, and so I can put inches in, and then it'll recognize it as, yeah, I think I'm repeating myself. Hopefully that makes sense. It'll recognize it as a certain number of pulses, and then can drive the rover so many pulses, but to us, it's just going to be moving a certain number of inches that we put in. So, okay, it accepts that parameter of inches in prints moving forward. Oh, okay. This one might not be one that actually needs to how did I put that? It might not actually need to make a rover move. This one looks more like practice because it's just saying that inches is a parameter, and I'm assuming that when you call that, it's this type of homework is more just for practice and getting us used to, well, in this case, it's introducing us to making our own classes. So in this case, this code isn't actually going to make a rover move, but it's more like the basis for it. So prints moving forward. Okay. So literally type print moving forward. Okay. Then we need a reverse method. Reverse also accepts inches as a parameter. Okay. And then this one will say print moving reverse. Cool. What's next here? The rotate method accepts degrees as a parameter. Degrees can be positive or negative. Prints rotating left for negative degrees or rotating right for positive degrees. This is where we'd end up doing some math here. So here we go. Rotate accepts degrees. I'm not sure if I explained it, but I know I explained about inches being a parameter and whatnot, but I don't have to like type inches whenever I do this. I actually get to just type a number. I feel like that wasn't necessary to say, but that might confuse some people who might be new to this and don't know much about Python coding. Python coding is really fun. If you ever decide to do any coding in the future, I highly suggest getting into like Raspberry Pis, and learning like Linux commands in Python. It is a lot of fun. Gosh. Let's see, define rotate degrees. Okay. Degrees can be positive or negative. Prints rotating left for negative degrees or rotating right for positive degrees. Okay. So, okay, rotating left for negative. So, if, this is where an if statement comes in. So, if degrees is less than 0, which would make it negative. Oh, it's my phone. It's actually kind of nice trying to stream and do my homework at the same time. I don't know why. It makes it nicer when I feel like I'm talking to people, I guess. You know, makes it a lot less boring, you know. That's why I normally do homework with like music or something, but I thought this time I'd try it with streaming. This is nice. So if degrees is, oh, whoops, I forgot. colon. Here we go. If that print rotating left elif degrees is greater than 0, print rotating right. Else, what do I want it to do? I basically want it to do nothing, really. I guess I just return. If I'm assuming right, return. I haven't used it much personally. I believe from what I remember, I was told that the return statement essentially just returns you to the program it exits from, the whatever code that method is trying to execute, and then we'll move on to whatever's next in the code outside of the function. The function in this case being rotate. So basically if rotate is called or whatnot, and let's see. Basically if you put in degrees, like a certain number, you would or the function's going to check whether the number you put in is greater than or less than 0. I mean, I didn't really take into account the fact that there's only 360 degrees, though. I mean, I guess I really don't. It's just going to keep rotating that number of degrees. That's a good point. I mean, because technically you can say you have more than 360 degrees, but that just means you're starting a new circle. So can't think of any real reason why I would want my rover to only just rotate in a circle, maybe for fun. But in this case, I've covered the fact that if the number in there is less than 0, it's going to say rotating left, because negative degrees are or like when you look at a circle or whatnot, like on an XY axis. I'm getting a lot into the theory here, but mainly because it's just fun to explain this stuff. I love math. I really do. But when it comes to a circle, if you didn't know, I mean, degrees on a circle, if you're on like an XY axis, negative degrees. Actually, no. Actually, no. It's a kind of a funny thing to think about on an XY axis. No. Positive degrees are to the left, and negative degrees are to the right, or clockwise. But in this case, I'm doing it opposite. Wonder why. That's actually interesting. Yeah, never mind. Don't listen to me. Yeah, degrees when it comes to a circle on an XY axis. When you're counting degrees or you're following around the circle, the degrees as you move counterclockwise are positive from the positive x-axis, but then if you move clockwise from the positive x-axis around the circle, those are negative degrees. Or, I mean, you could also start at 360. Well, not really. I mean, if you're starting from 0, and you go clockwise, then it's negative, and then counterclockwise would be positive. That is strange. I thought I was confusing myself for a second there. All right. What is the next definition? Move. Okay. So define move and accepts inches as a parameter. Okay. And in this case, inches can be positive or negative, because in this case, I'll be calling those two methods. This doesn't seem that bad, honestly. I was expecting this to be worse because I thought I was going to have to write a whole code to make a rover move forward and backwards, which takes a lot more than this for sure. Because then I would actually have to call all the functions necessary to make the rover increment like some variable called pulses, and actually get it to count and stop after it counts a certain amount. And that's what we did in our last lab, but this one does not require me to, so this is not bad at all. This is nice, actually. This is a nice change of pace from the last thing I had to do. Okay, define move accepts inches as a parameter. Okay. And then if the inches are positive, calls forward. Okay. Oh, whoops, I need to call an if statement. If inches are greater than 0, I just call forward inches. I assume. I think that's how that works. Right, because it's going to call forward and input the parameter inches, or whatever number you put in there for inches. Oh, oops. Elif inches is less than 0, call reverse inches. If you don't know, when it comes to functions like this, after you've defined one, all you have to do, like, for instance, if I go and run a code by itself outside of this class, like, I start all the way at the left, I can just type in forward, maybe, I don't know, 10, and what'll happen then if I ran this code, it would just see forward 10, and because I'd already defined it, it would just run it. It's honestly that simple. So I'm not there quite yet because I got a few more definitions, it looks like. But in this case, like the if statements, all I have to do is like if inches is greater than 0, I press enter to go to the next line and tab over, and anything tabbed over underneath anything tabbed over Python will assume you are adding, or like whatever you're typing is under whatever is above it. So like in this case, I tab over forward parentheses inches under the if statement because it falls under that. Because I want to say, like, if inches is greater than 0, then anything tabbed over once underneath the if statement will get executed if that statement is true. Or if Python finds that inches, my variable or parameter, is greater than 0. Okay. Whew, that's a mouthful. I could probably... I never know how loud my voice is. I'm going to turn myself down because I think the last time I checked my voice, it seemed a little loud. That might be better. Okay, so oh, whoops, I think I missed something. I'm going to need probably an else statement. Else. Oh, no, I wanted to go down one. There we go. Return. Enter down a little bit to make some space. Okay, stop. Prints rover stopping. Okay. So, define, stop, doesn't need any parameters. Okay, yeah. And then just prints rover stopping. Okay, print. Rover stopping. Okay. Ooh, what is this? Is moving property Boolean set to true when the rover is moving or rotating. Set to false when the rover is stopped. Interesting. Okay. So I basically set up a variable here, or a property, is moving I'll have it equal false. Oh, actually. How am I going to do this one? Set to true when the rover is moving or rotating. Okay. I mean, I could do this underneath the other definitions. That's probably not a bad idea. Because I want to call this as its own property. Is moving equals false. That's basically it, but let's see. Set to true when the rover is moving or rotating. This might be something I could put up top. I mean, it's going to fall in the class anyways, so that's actually a good point. So, is moving false. Okay. So I have that in there at the bottom, and then I want it to be true when the rover is moving or rotating. Okay. Wait, what? I already. When it's moving or rotating. So basically, when it's in the process of moving forward, reverse, or rotating, it needs to be true. So I'm going to say up here, is moving, make it true. Oh, I need to tab that over. So it's underneath the definition. Enter down, tab over, is moving equals true. And when it's rotating, I'm going to have to do this 2 times. So is moving equals true. And when it's rotating the other way, is moving equals true. But naturally I'm going to have it false if it's not. So, So under stop, I'll make it go to is moving is false. So I think with this, I make the property is moving automatically false right here underneath the class. So that's what it is automatically from the get-go. Then anytime I make it move by calling forward, reverse, rotate, I I don't have to put it under move because move is something that's going to call either forward or reverse. Yeah, it's going to call forward or reverse, which already underneath forward and reverse I just put, or I just made it so that those already make my property is moving true. Okay. And then, so I did that for here, for forward, reverse, when it's rotating left, when it's rotating right. Oh, good thing I went back and checked. Need to tab that over. Okay. Don't need to put it in here, and then define stop. I made it to be false when it's stopped. Okay, cool. I mean, I could go a step further and use motor dot get int flag. There's a set of bits inside the Raspberry Pi that falls under a function called get int flag. And flag is, or I'll just call it flag for right now. So flag is is an 8-bit value that, how do I put this? Basically on a motor plate for a Raspberry Pi, or the motor plate is like another attachment you'd put on top of a Raspberry Pi, and it's specifically for motors, and you can hook up, or you can connect 4 motors to it. You can connect stepper motors to it, and even like tachometers as well. The tachometers would be for measuring pulses in this case, but for the motor plate, it has its own. It's a lot to get into, but simply put, the motor plate can recognize when power is being sent to the motors through the terminals, and it can sense when there is no power going to those terminals. So what you do is you can call motor dot get int flag 1 parentheses if I wanted to actually type it out here. I mean, I could real quick then. So it'd be like motor dot get int flag 1 parenthesis. If you call that, actually, if you do something more more practical, like you want to print, maybe convert it to binary, motor dot get int flag 1 close, and if I ran that as a code, I mean, currently I just put it underneath my class, which wouldn't really do anything, unless I just basically called the class itself. It'd probably print it. That's actually an interesting thought. I wonder if that would work. Something I haven't tried before. But basically, I say print motor dot get int flag 1, and then I convert it to binary. It'll print out the binary, or the binary value of that. It'll actually show you all 8 bits as a binary number, which is much easier to visualize, because you got with the 8 bits, you have 4 bits that monitor when the motors are running, and the other 4 bits are for when the motors are stopped. And because you can hook up 4 motors, the first 4 bits are for motors 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively, and the second 4 bits are for motors 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively. It's just that the first 4 monitor when the motors when each motor is running. So like if motor 2 was running, the first 4 bits would show, or like let's say motors 1, 3, and 4 are not moving, but motor 2 is, you would have the first 4 bits shown as 0, 1, 0, 0, because motor 1's not moving, so the first bit is 0. Motor 2 is running, so it's a 1. But then motors 3 and 4 aren't running, so you'd get 0 and 0. Hence 0, 1, 0, 0. And same thing for when the motors are stopped. So if the other ones are stopped, you would have basically the exact opposite with the next 4 bits. So because motor 1 is stopped, it has a 1. But because motor 2 is running, it's a 0. And then motors 3 and 4 are stopped, so those would both be 1, so 1, 0, 1, 1. It's a really handy tool for monitoring and also being able to do some other things too. For when you want to, like, how do I put that? When you want to be able to monitor when your motors are running or not, you can have different code running in the background based on if a specific motor is running, or maybe all of them are running, or none of them are running, or only some of them are running, some of them are stopped. You can do a lot with that alone. Gosh, the more I talk about it, the more I want to do stuff with it, but I don't have my own rover. The rovers that we use, that this homework's referring to, is something we use in our classes, so they're at the school. But this would be cool to. It would be cool to have my own rover. That would be really fun. Okay, so let's get back to it. So I think I got that. I think I got everything in my class that I need. Oh. So now it looks like I'm up to testing. So test my class. I want to call, so it says instantiate. It's basically saying I want to call my class. So let's see. I'm pretty sure then all I would have to do is say rover move. And I'm saying I'm pretty sure because this is more me doing my homework and trying to figure this stuff out, but it's nicer it's easier for me to do my homework when I'm talking it out. Talking or saying everything out loud. That's how I normally do my homework. But I thought, why not stream and do it? So if you want to join in and ask anything, I'd be more than glad to answer any questions that I possibly can. If I don't know, I'll just say I don't know. Rover move dot. Okay, so basically I'm calling the class rover move and then dot, because now I'm going to call, it looks like, the move function. So it looks like, so rover move dot move, and then call move with positive and negative values. So first, I'm going to move 1. So that'll be 1 inch, yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to actually include import time as sleep. I think that's, yeah, import time as sleep. Time is a library. Oh yeah, so at the top there where it says import, I'm saying that I'm importing, like, for instance, pi plates dot motor plate. That's a library. And then I'm saying I'm importing it just as a motor. This way I'm able to essentially shorthand the name of that library. So each time I want to do each time I want to execute a code that falls under that library, I don't have to go back and I don't have to every time type in pi plates dot motor plate dot whatever function. I can literally now just type motor dot something. It makes it super nice in saying some in having it shorthand to say or having it shorthand like that in saying motor, having a word that like that that refers to it that I can easily look at and say, oh, sorry, notification on my phone. Picking like a whatever word you want to shorthand the library to is important because I don't want to call I don't want to just say M or I don't want to say import pie plates dot motor plate as M because uh, even though it's short and it'd make it a lot easier even further to type, saying motor reminds me that I'm doing something with the motor. If I just type M, I could easily forget what that means or why I even put a M because maybe that. Let's see. What are some examples that I could even think of? I mean, I haven't done much with Python, so when I see that library, I would just think of motor in the first place. But if I saw just the letter M and I'm trying to remember later what I used, I'm thinking through this stuff myself right now too. It would get confusing if you only put one letter. Because what if you have other, like what if your code is like really long, and so you have maybe a few different libraries or whatnot, maybe something else that you want to refer to that starts with an M, not maybe just a motor, but maybe like what other things can I control with this that start with an M? What else could I? That's a really good question. I'm sure it wouldn't be that bad, honestly. I guess when I'm thinking about it. Hmm. I guess it really wouldn't matter that much, would it? I mean, I guess as long as you have a good memory and understand that, but having an actual word that you can refer back to, I mean, because you could have a lot of different combinations of letters and whatnot. Like as you go through this, you could have probably like an infinite amount as you go, but having an actual word you can type in really makes it stick more. At least to me, it does. So I'm gonna stick with just um, typing it out as motor. That's just what we've been doing in class up to this point, anyways. And then, under that, import time. Time's just another library. And then I'm saying import time as sleep. That way, I each time I want to make a delay in my programming, which in this case, I don't have to say time dot sleep. I can now say sleep and put second whatever seconds of delay that I want in there. Okay, so let's see. Sleep for 1 second. Then I'm gonna call rover move. That's what it's called, yeah, rover move. Yeah, okay. Making sure I almost forgot. Dot move -1. Sleep for 1 second. And then I wanna sorry, I'm a little stuffy today. So I don't mean to be sniffling in the mic there. Okay, now I want to print out the is moving property. Okay. So, let's see. Print is moving. If you noticed, I'm not putting quotes around is moving, like I'm not doing that with the numbers, and in some cases up above, I wasn't like, or for instance, like I've typed in print parenthesis quotation moving forward quotation mark parenthesis, because when how do I put that? When that prints out, it's going to print that out just as it's typed in there. But when I don't have quotes around it, it's looking for some kind of parameter or variable that I've defined previously. So in this case, I'm looking for is moving. This might, oh shoot, I might have to call rover move is moving. I'm not actually sure, because I defined it underneath the class. I mean, I guess we'll see when I test it. I might actually have to say rover move dot is moving. You know, I'm going to do that right away, because I feel like I'm going to have to. Yeah. Okay. And now call rotate. So again, rover move dot rotate with positive and negative values. So rotate, we want it going to the right first. So positive, we'll do a positive 1 degree. Then I'll do sleep for 1 second. Then we'll do rover move dot rotate -1 sleep. Oh, oops, I must have hit something. Sleep 1. Okay. And now call stop. Okay. There we go. Then I call stop. So then it should say rover stopping. Yep, okay. I did put that. And then after that it should, oh yep, and then I gotta print out rover move dot is moving. Oh, actually I might only just have to put is moving. I think that'll be fine. Okay, now I get to connect to my Pi. After all of that. Connecting. Oh, I might. I don't want to connect to new profile. I want to connect to this one. It might take it a second to stop here. I think because I clicked on a different profile, it's trying to connect to that one instead of the one that I actually want to connect to. Come on. Disconnected. There we go. Okay, so click on this one. Connected. There we go. Connected. These are just some other Python files I've done for my class. Not a lot, but definitely, yeah. All right. So now I need to take this. Oh shoot, I almost saved that under this guy. Let me make a new folder, new file. I'll call this worksheet 9.py so it recognizes it as a Python file. Going to copy, open this one up, paste it. So now it's in that file, and now I'm going to upload it by saving. There you go. So you look down here, you can see that it succeeded. And I always look for this part where it says directory send OK. That means it's good. Now I should be able to open up this. This is what you call an SSH client. This allows, I think it timed out. Yep. Oh, no, it didn't time out. Nice. So now I want to run it using Python 3. So I type Python 3 worksheet 9.py. Oh, okay. Invalid syntax. Oh, that's right. I forgot. even though there's nothing after the else statement there, I still need to put in colons, and then I need to save again to upload it. Again, upload succeeded, directory send OK. Try running again. Okay, so it does not like that, I guess. Okay. What did I... Okay, so basically the error is saying that I didn't define forward. This is where the fun part comes in. Okay. So it's talking about when I called rover move dot move one. It realizes that I'm trying to call the forward function, but it says forward is not defined. Oh, okay. I might have to actually put in there rover move. I wonder if I have to. So let's do rover move dot. Let's try that first. And then if it works, I'll make the necessary changes afterwards. Oh. Looks like it's trying to do something. I'll interrupt it. Let's try it once more. Oh. I accidentally put a slash afterwards, so it's trying to do some completely other different thing. So, okay. Okay, now it's doing something different, saying there's a different error. Line 38, sleep 1, type error, module object is not callable. Interesting. Maybe I have that backwards. Or maybe I had the library up there not imported correctly. That might be what it's referring to. So type error module object is not callable. So I could take this out. Instead of doing something like that, down here I'll just do time.sleep time.sleep and wouldn't you know, time.sleep. Imagine. Save. It's uploaded. Try it again. Okay, it doesn't like that. Is it... wonder if it... I can't ever remember this one. Is it sleep.time? Maybe oh, do I have to import... I'll just import time. There we go. Because I know that should be the library. There we... oh, okay. So I got the first one. Moving forward. Okay. Now it's saying reverse is not defined. So that brings me back to this error up here. So I do have to call rover move dot reverse. Rover move dot reverse. So there we go. Is there anything else that I guess is there anything else I can glean from that? Is moving equals true. I might have to do that for these too, then. I might. I'm not actually sure. That might... oh no, I think that might only work for the functions, but I mean, this does fall within the category, or within the class. Let's try it. So, save once... okay, it's already uploaded. Moving forward, reverse, false, rotating right. Uh-oh. Okay. That's not... okay. Compared to what my output should be, this should have been true, because it, how did I put that? So when these are moving, those should have been true, which I did put underneath here, but I think maybe saying this was not what I wanted. So let's just take that out. Maybe I don't need that. Maybe I just need, let's see. Try it once more. See if I get true. Okay, so it doesn't like it because it's not there anymore. Okay. So how do I fix this? Okay, let's see. So it says the type object rover move has no attribute is moving. So basically, outside of these definitions, I need something that says is moving. So maybe, let's see. How do I want to do this then? This is going to be an interesting one. Because I made it make the is moving equal true. This is going to be an interesting one. It's a good question. I'm trying to come up with some fun stuff to. So it is moving. It seems like if I put it here, I need it to. How do I want to do that? I mean, of course, there's always a bunch of cheat methods to make it say what I want it to say, but I want it to actually function the way it's supposed to. Oh yeah, there's always methods you can get around if all you want is a certain thing to print out. But in this case, I gotta find an actual way of or a way around this. Let's see. Oh wow. Okay. Something on my phone. That's neat. Okay. How do I want to do this? Okay. So, how do I want to do that? I'm actually kind of is moving. I thought just by saying false, but I guess not. Oh, duh. So a way to get around this is I'm essentially going to make a new parameter as well. So I'm just going to call it moving, right? So this way, up here, I just take out the is from these. There we go. Perfect. Basically, my thought process is the error over here. Where was it? Originally, like it was saying it was false, right? And the reason being is that I wanted it to print whatever is moving equals. And under this class, it said that it equals false, even if these, like when that is running, it may change it to true for when it's running, but under the class, it is permanently false every other time. Which I guess in the case of if the motors were not moving, that would be a good thing because then it would be true actually, not not the actual value true. I mean, it would be correct that if it said false. But in this case, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna have it print is moving just like here. I don't have to change any of this. All I have to do here is say is moving equals moving. By making like this second parameter here, I can change whatever this is in any of these. And if I'm correct, it should... Oh, I forgot one. Good thing I was talking so I could catch that. So now, yeah, now when I run this, this should tell me that this is either true or false when it should be. Directory send OK. There we go. So let's try it again. Oh, what is this? Name moving is not defined. Dang it. Oh, I thought I was going to get away with that. This is interesting. I was really banking on that. So it doesn't like that. It sees moving as a new variable of some kind. So, how am I going to do that? Feel like a Minecraft villager right now. I'm going to just try something that was just in my head and just see if it runs. And if it does, maybe it'll... Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't like that either. Okay. It just doesn't see that as a value. Okay. So, outside of my class, I can make this work. But I assume he meant, or my professor meant, let's see. Yeah, is moving should be a property inside the class. Okay. So how do I want to do this? Let's, oh, actually, what was it? Oh, this is going to be interesting. That's strange. Oh, I forgot. Looking at one of the other error codes, this should also be rover move dot stop. There we go. What is the next logical course of action to fix this? That is the goal. So I might be quiet for a minute if you don't hear anything. I'm just literally thinking. How do I get is moving to not just say false every time? Hmm. I don't think I can really call it a function. Because in this case, it just has to be a property in here. I'll say I have property. The idea of property is wrong. That'd be silly. Is moving. Because I can't say false. Otherwise, it's just going to see it as false, I think. So if I just say false, right, and I upload this, and I run it again, moving forward, reverse, false. Yeah, okay. Both times it says false. Oh, I didn't put a sleep. Or time dot sleep one there. And then I also didn't put one here. There we go. That way I get an actual second of delay in between each one. That's what I like to see personally. It's easier to follow instead of it all just going all the way at once. It's nicer to look at for me personally, but I mean, I guess I could get my results faster if I didn't have all that in there. So you can clear that. Oh yeah, you can type clear in there, and you can just clear the whole screen. So, and that makes it really nice to look at too. Okay, so now I can't have is moving just saying, or just equal to false. And I doubt it's going to work with a number, but oh. Now it just says 0. Okay. Technically a 0 means false in Python, but this is the fun part. I feel like I'm forgetting something very important that I can just do. It's probably easier than I think it is, for sure. But is moving. This is a good question. Wow. This might be time for Google. Or, no, what was it? I can look at one of my previous labs. Or the lab I was talking about that we were doing some stuff with the rover. So, we go down here, go to digital. I believe it was lab 8. No. It's lab 9. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's the worksheet I'm working on. Worksheet 9. That's right. Lab 9. I'm gonna look at the code he had for this and see how we made a property doable. Let's see. He made all these definitions, and then okay. He created an instance of this. Underneath that class. So I might be able to say rover move because it will recognize that. So I'm gonna try that. Nope. I can just take this, copy. Oh, oops. If this does work, then I'll explain what I was, or my thought process for this. So, okay, it doesn't like it. It's saying rover move is not defined. Okay. Well, that's fun. That's interesting. So, okay. I could probably do this then. Undo all those changes. Don't want to go back that far. I thought that would work. I really did. So, can I get any other thing here? More definitions. Another definition. Then that starts a while loop. Okay. So up here, this is just him creating an instance of pulse handler. That does not help. So actually, how does he do this then? Because this seems to be another, or this seems to be its own argument self. Wow. I'm at a loss. Oh, it sucks. It really does suck. Wow. How am I going to do that? I need to make this property something that it recognizes, but I can't just have it going and being false. Okay. And my output needs to be true there. Okay. define forward inches. What if I put a return under each of these? Return. And return. Save. False. Okay. That it did not work. Okay. But it looks like putting return under each of those codes doesn't mess it up at all, so that's nice. But I don't need those in there to begin with, so I'm going to take them out. Cool. I feel like I was on the right track with that, but my first idea, it just doesn't see moving as a variable either. What if I just say is moving? What? I call it once, I call it twice. That'd be funny if that worked. Yeah, okay. That's funny. Oh, I wonder if I got an idea. I'm full of ideas, but they're not all they're not all great. Okay, now it can actually do what I... Okay, so let's undo those two. Yeah, okay. Wow. This is a tough one. For me. Because basically Python sees what I put underneath the class. I'm saying is moving equals false, but I need is moving to equal something or to exist as a property that can be changed by any of these definitions. But because I'm saying is moving equals false, it's just, if I want to print whatever is moving is, it's just looking at is moving underneath rover.move, or rover move class. Okay. Huh. This one's a fun one to figure out, though. So I can't just call it false, but it needs to be in there. Wonder if I called it... Oh. I wonder if I called it as a function? No, because I mean, if I still say is moving underneath, it'll probably just say it's not been defined, because it has to be defined outside of the definitions, it looks like. Oh no. What else can I do? Class, rover, move. So underneath there I got all my definitions. And is moving is I'm basically declaring it a variable, and I need it to equal something, right? And so I guess let's call these is and is moving. So that will make that variable true when it comes to this. Oh, hold on. I wonder if now that I turn, okay, let's put the returns back in. I wonder if this will fix what I'm thinking. Or it'll do the returns again. Oh. Let me put that false back in. False. Yeah, I figured. Okay. All but this one false. This false needs to say true. How do I do that? That's crazy. I thought this would be a pretty simple one, to be honest. Surprised it's taken me this long to figure out. And this is me trying what I... Yeah, it's not defined, which I find really funny, honestly. Yeah, I wonder why that doesn't work. Okay. Well, back to Old Faithful. Google. Python. How do I declare a property? Oh, property inside a class. You can create a property by calling property with an appropriate set of arguments and assigning its return value to a class attribute. Oh, okay. All the arguments to property are optional. However, you typically provide at least a setter function. Okay. Let's see. How do they do it? So they have a class here. Oh, okay. So their property that they're setting is called radius here. So is moving, I basically say property. In this code snippet, you create a circle, or you create circle, which is the class. Okay. The class initializer takes radius as an argument and stores it in a non-public attribute called dot underscore radius. Okay. Interesting. That's what that definition does. And then you define 3 non-public methods, which is underscore get underscore radius, set radius, and delete radius. So let's see if I'm getting this right. So they're saying up top there, self dot underscore radius equals radius. Okay. And if you want to get the actual radius, it says print get radius returns self dot underscore radius. Interesting. Okay, so then it sets the value of radius, or returns the value of self dot underscore radius. Because now I think, okay, the next one is actually, you're setting it so it equals a value. That one deletes it. Create a class attribute called dot radius to store the property object to initialize the property. You pass the 3 methods as arguments to property. Okay, so fget, fset, fdel, basically saying equaling or taking this as a variable or its own thing and setting it equal to these. Because up here it's returning self dot underscore radius and then where is it, get radius. We're saying in the properties here fget equals this, fset equals this, fdel equals this. Interesting. It's basically, what are they saying will happen then? So from circle import circle. Okay. So if they put in 42 here, they're able to call circle.radius, this method here function. It prints out get radius, and there's the radius that was put in here as the argument. So here, if they call, or if they say circle.radius equals 100, it'll say set radius. And if you call circle.radius again, it will give you the new radius. Okay. I think I get it. It's just, this part's new to me. This is interesting. Okay. So, because they're able to say circle.radius, how is it that they have that here then? Because if they say circle.radius, they're referring to this right here, which is self.radius. And self.radius equals is going to here, I think. So saying, I think, wait, I think I might have that wrong. Shoot. What do we got from circle? Because what they're doing here is this is like their initialize or whatnot, calling this self.radius equals radius. And then creating this property down here. So fget, fset, and fdel equals each of those. Oh, so I wonder if over here, property, right? I'm going to call this moving. I'm not sure exactly if this is what it's saying I can do or not, but I want to give it a try. Yeah, okay. It's not defined, so I have to do something else other than what I just tried to do. Change all those back, yeah. And I can change that one back to is moving. So I'm not doing this right, basically. Here we go. self, radius, those are its arguments. I might have to add something like that at the top, self dot underscore radius. So that anytime return self dot underscore radius. It's whatever. Okay. So that way, this is just their way of being able to return this value afterwards. But maybe doing something like this up here is what these functions are. Okay. Because it can take this value here and return this. So if it fget equals this, right? So down here, right? They're able to just type in circle equals circle 42.0. So if they type in circle.radius, it says get radius and returns. Oh, maybe it explains more down here. Using property as a decorator. Oh, yeah, this is much different stuff than maybe I was thinking. Maybe not too far off, but then they can type in circle.radius. Where was that at? Was that a calling? Oh, circle dot radius. Oh, right, because this equals this, because that's what they were saying. So circle equals this. I guess down here they didn't have to actually say, or they never had to call this function, so I wonder if that's just done for you. And if that's the case, I should just be able to make my own definition then. Let's try that. Definition underscore underscore init self and let's call this is moving. Okay, and then underneath I'll say self dot is moving equals is moving. There we go. Let's try something like that. So then how are they doing this here? So each of those was doing, their own codes and whatnot, and printing and setting something specific in the definitions. So like forward is moving, I said for it to equal true. Right? So I'm going to take out these unneeded returns. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then I'm trying to figure out what this is saying. So then they can call circle.radius here because it's apparently defined there. And then down below, if I say, so they said they use the self argument in there as well. Print set radius. So if they set it by saying self, oh, that's interesting. So how are they then setting it? So down here, when they do this set, they're just saying circle.radius equals this. But why? Why does that work like that, right? Because it's saying circle.radius equals just some value, apparently. Maybe it doesn't actually have to worry then about value? That's so weird. I don't get it. Right. Returns the current value of radius. This takes value as an argument and assigns it to it. Deletes the instance attribute of that. Once you have these three methods in place, you create a class attribute called .radius to store the property object. To initialize the property, you pass the three methods as arguments to property. You also pass a suitable docstring for your property. In this example, you use keyword arguments to improve the code reliability, readability, and prevent confusion. That way you know exactly which method goes into each argument. Okay, so this, with that code, I could do circle. I need water. Here we go. That's crazy. So they can just call circle dot radius equals 100 and it just recognizes that as putting in a value for radius. I wonder why. So, because up here, right, they're saying, they're taking this lowercase circle here variable and it's just saying circle equals that, right? Because they're, that is so weird. How are they doing that? I actually don't understand what they're talking about. Alright, you know what? Let's see if there's another way that might make this work. I know one that I like, a website I like using is W3 Schools. Yeah, why don't I look that up? W3 Schools Python property. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Add a property called, disappeared on me. Oh, that's weird. There we go. Add a property called graduation year to the student class. Interesting. So they created a class. They initialized self, first name, last name, and said super, which seemed, okay. So they're calling something called super. Yeah, okay, so what does this do then? Class person defines it initializes this part here, self, first name, last name. So self dot first name equals f name, and then self dot last name equals l name. So then defined print name with the argument self. If that's called, it prints self dot first name and self dot last name. Okay. And then they made another class that says called student with the class name person. Interesting. So then if they defined init self f name and l name, then they used super dot init. Okay. What is it, like superimpose or something like that? Self dot, then say self dot graduation year. equals 2019. That way you can say down below x equals student, which is referring to the class, and person becomes oh, interesting. So then person, right, it has a function underneath that, oh, ah, no, my chair, it's rolling over my headphones. There we go. So it's like it's saying to so once person is called, right, or that class, that first definition there takes itself, or in this case person, and creates the arguments first name and last name. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, so you're saying that if I like, what if I typed in here, does this change it? I assume there will be an error here. Yep, f name is not defined. So if now I call this first name, it should give me an error again. It didn't. Oh, interesting. So even down here, when they called a student, right, it's taking this argument called person, and I believe it's referring to the class person, right? If it's calling this, I assume it's running this portion right here, because it's the initialize function or whatnot, that takes the variable first name and last name, and then we call self.first name equals first name, self.last name equals last name, or L name. Okay, so I think I might be able to do something with that. This is going to be weird, but because they're using two classes, I don't actually have to use I'm not actually supposed to put in another class, so I can use that, I think. So up here I say self is moving, so then I just say self.isMoving equals is moving. And then down here, because right now that's essentially defined up there, I've initialized that. So if I call, let's say, roverMove.isMoving, so at what point did they change? Oh, they're saying self.graduation year, right? So let's try it as is, and then I assume it's not going to work because I have an idea of why. Moving forward. Oh. Yep, okay, there we go. Type object rover move has no attribute is moving. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna let's see. It doesn't. That's weird. Okay, so it's saying it doesn't have the attribute, right? So how is it that they're doing this? So they're saying print x dot graduation. Oh no. Why are they putting the variable there? That's an interesting question. Oh. So, made the class, right? And then I did that initialize with self and is moving. So then I called self.isMoving equals isMoving. So this function here, define print name self. If I called that, it would print self.firstname, self.lastname. So making these two variables equal what these are, so then I can call these to refer to those. Okay. Because what this is doing is essentially saying class student is calling on this class, initializing self, fname, last name, superimpose dot, or I'm not actually sure if that's what that means or not. That's just kind of what it, just, I don't know. I'm saying random stuff, don't listen to me. Dot init, first name, last name, self dot graduation year equals 2019. Interesting. So if they're saying student Mike Olson, those are the strings. So it's calling on the parameter person, or calling on that class, and under person, it has the arguments of self, first name, and last name. So it's calling that class to be able to say, right, to initialize that. And when it's setting student Mike Olson, equal to X, right? And because of that, oh, that's a good one. Wait, so can I also print then X as well? What would that do? It did not like that. Okay. Oh, so if instead I said student Mike Olson, like that, looks kind of funny. Oh, it does. Look at that. Okay, so basically, because I had a parameter in there, it worked like that. Okay. So I'm going to go back. Exit out of that. Interesting. What are attributes then? Did I pass it? How far down is this? Is properties. I don't know where properties fits into in here. Probably under classes. That makes the most sense to me anyways. Okay. Classes, then my class, x equals 5. If you print my class, it just prints this. It's not going to print 5. Now we can use the class named my class to create objects. So underneath you can say class my class x equals 5. So then down below you say p1 equals my class, and you can say print p1 dot x. So it calls on my class and the variable x. Okay. The examples above are classes and objects in their simplest form, and are not really useful in real-life applications. To understand the meaning of classes, we have to understand the built-in init function. Oh, okay. All functions have a function called init. Oh, I didn't know that. Which is always executed when the class is being initiated. Oh, okay. So use the init function to assign values to object properties or other operations that are necessary to do. Use the init function to assign values to object properties or other operations that are necessary to do when the object is being created. Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. So class, you define that. This way you can say, give it self, name, and age. So self.name equals name, self.age equals age. So then if you make p1 equal to person with those arguments in there, you can just call p1.name, which is under init, p1.age, which is under that class. Wow. Whew. That's a lot to take in. So I get that. I get that part. But now comes the tricky part of being able to change the value under any of these other ones. Unless I have to... Oh! I think I might know what I'm doing wrong. Okay. So I think I have to say self.isMoving. Self.isMoving. Think you know where I'm going with this? Self.isMoving. Because I have to call this false, and then when I actually want to print is moving, then I can actually call rover move is moving. Oh, okay. So let's save and upload before I do anything else. That might be what I was missing. No? Oh, self is not defined. Oh no. Really? I think that's how it said to do it though, which is really strange. Yeah, self. Oh yeah, so define. Can I zoom in on this by chance? I can. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, that's so much easier to see. I'll remember that for next time. Okay, yeah, so I made my class. Define init. Yep. Self with some other variable that I'm working with. So then I said self.isMoving equals isMoving. Right, so then over here you're putting in these parameters for name and age, and then you want to print what these are after calling. Right, exactly. So what did it say was not defined? It said self is not defined. That's... What? Yeah, because so it's calling move, calling forward. It said then under self.isMoving equals true, it's saying self is not defined. Interesting. So let's go further on. I think maybe I didn't need to put what I did. Maybe. Oh, because here they're saying person equals this and this. So I'm... Oh. So if I do it this way, the way they're saying, I'm going to have to make... I'm basically not... How do I do that? This is just saying this. So then I need it to print this. So then is moving needs to be true. So here, I guess what I would have to say then is rover move or maybe say is moving. Yeah, wait. Is moving. Oh, no, because P1 is like a shorthand for being able to call on person. Now, it's just saying that P1 equals person with those parameters set now. They can print off P1 knowing that John is name and 36 is age. They can print those off. I'm trying to get it to make sense in my head. Holy moly. So I did this, right? So when this gets ran, it needs to set whatever is moving is. Okay, because yeah, then down here it just needs to be able to call rover move dot is moving. So then in another instance, when I'm doing these functions, when these are called, I need something like this happening. Rover move true. I'm gonna upload that, and then if I go here, local variable rover move referenced before assignment. Okay, so I can't call it or I can't make it equal a different thing. So let's call this then. Let's do something simpler. Let's do rover like that. Save. Directory send OK. Oh, whoops. Clear that. Moving forward. Okay. Now I think we've got this. So now I'm going to copy this. Paste. Oh. Paste. Paste. Down here, paste, and then change this to false. If I'm right, this should do what I'm trying to do. I think it's still gonna fail right here. There it is. Okay. So down here now, instead I need to call rover. Yeah, I need to make these lowercase if I'm right, because now I'm calling the shorthand version, which is this dot is moving. Save. Oh no. Oh, but it is. But it is defined. What are you talking about? Oh. Oh no. It's saying it's not defined. Right. So, right, they took this right here, which I thought I did, and they set it. Oh, I mean, well, no, that might have been outside of the function. But now I need. Oh no. Uh-oh. Well, this kind of sucks. I thought I had it. So, doing this should actually be outside of the function, but these functions have to be able to change this. So, it's not going to just change once. Well, we can keep going. The string function can controls what should be returned when the class object is represented as a string. Interesting. That did I don't think it did what it was supposed to do. The string representation of the object is returned. So now the string representation of an object with the string function. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. What am I missing here? That is so strange. So rover move has no attribute is moving, but if I type in rover move and I run that, it just says rover move is not defined. Okay. Can I say rover move is equal to rover move self? Hmm. Really? Huh. Okay, so we can't do that. Yeah, okay, because it's doing something outside of it. Or basically, I was putting out here what it was gonna be outside of the class. So I haven't gone as far, I guess, into this to know what I'm doing. Object methods. Objects can also contain methods. Methods and objects are functions that belong to the object. Let us create a method in the person class. Okay, so person, self name, and age. Define my function, self. Oh, my name is, and then so it took p1 equals person, John 36, right? p1 dot my function calls whatever, so it says person with those values, and then dot my function. So I don't need to include the self part. So I wonder if I said rover move is equal to rover move, like that. So it's still not defined. Still not defined. Okay. That's fine. And then saying rover move is not defined. But if I put this verse, it has no attribute called is moving, which I think is so weird. Because you can print that's like, but this is assigning these values outside of the class, and my functions are what's supposed to do that. So then I need to be able to just call rover move wow, okay. I just need to be able to call out rover move. That's what I was trying to say. So maybe if I call it outside of the class then? Maybe? If I do rover move equals rover move? Is that a thing? Missing one required positional argument is moving. Okay. So I need to put something in there for is moving, and probably I might just be able to say is moving. Maybe? It is not. It's not defined. Interesting. Okay. What? Oh, no, not a backslash. self is not defined. Wow, this is tough. So what is it? Because they put these values here, right? And they defined these values outside of the class. I mean, I could make this easier on myself, but I'd rather really get this down. So these are doing this, right? It's setting rover move equal to this, so it's giving rover move, or like giving is moving this value, but apparently, wow, that's, huh. Maybe I can call rover moving up here. Now that'd be kind of interesting. So rover moving, and then I say self dot rover moving oh I'm saying oh wait hold on, have I been saying moving or move? Oh no, wait, no, hold rover move, okay. Rover move. It's making it harder on myself apparently. Self dot rover move equals rover move. Okay. So this exists here. I don't know, honestly. Save. Init missing one required positional argument rover move. So it got to the part where it says rover move equals rover move true, and then it needs another. Oh yeah, oh okay, I know what I did. Yeah, I don't want another argument in there. Ah. Okay. So, can I say that rover move equals uh is moving? Is that a thing? Is moving is not defined. But is self dot moving? And then self is not defined. Boy. I'm saying rover move equals. Oh yeah, how did he do this one? Where was it? Lab 9. Pulse handler. When he created this, he created an instance of pulse handler. So, and then he made an actual definition. No, he didn't. no. Up here he said define pulse handler. This looks like something... Okay, it's different from this because it's a lowercase p down here. It's true. So... Huh. Oh my gosh, this one problem I think has been taking me... How long has this been taking me? Just an hour alone? That's crazy. So right, you initialize the property. Unless I want to call... Instead of rover move here, what was the some of these examples? The self parameter. The self parameter is a reference to the current instance of the class and is used to access variables that belong to the class. It does not have to be named self. You can call it whatever you like, but it has to be the first parameter of any function in the class. So it can be named my silly object dot name equals name my function abc. So it takes in something 36. Okay, let's try this out. So this can be called anything, but I want to call this function abc. So it takes some function abc dot name. Name is here. Okay. Oh. I didn't. I mean, I could make like something inside the class maybe, and maybe just like make a function that prints the value. I wonder if I could do that, because excuse me. This one's hard. Holy moly. I might have to take a break on this one for a little bit, unless I'm just missing something here. It's just referring to the current instance. Modify object properties, delete object properties. The pass statement. Class definitions cannot be empty, but if you for some reason have a class definition with no content, put in the pass statement to avoid getting an error. Interesting. Let's go to the next. Create a parent class, huh? Use the person class to create an object and then execute the print name method. Print name self. So if you do that, it takes in some parameter of self. So in this case, you just say self.first name, self.last name for whatever you've put into there. So in my case, it'd be a really roundabout way of doing this, but I might, oddly enough, work if I go underneath of those definitions, right? And I say kind of what I did. Oh, I had it in my head too. How do I want to do this? Because it says self dot first name. So rover move equals that. I think that's okay. This is so weird. Okay, let's think this out. So I defined what I have up there. I got my initialize statement, self with the variable is moving. So then I set self dot is moving equal to is moving. So in other cases, when they've made another function inside the class, like for instance define print name self, they're able to print self dot first name because it's referring to that class instance. So in this case then, yeah, see, so they didn't have to make like is moving a property or like its own thing in the class. They just have the definitions, right? They have their own original functions that'll do what I'm going for here. So maybe I make my own definition here. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to kind of copy this one. Self. And I'm going to say print self dot is moving. Okay. So my thought process is this function then, if I call this down here in place of these, so, oh yeah, that's right. So down here, I'm going to call I don't have any parameters to set other than what's already been done in the functions. So at that point, that's interesting. Because other functions have done what they needed to do, and then I don't know. Let's just call rover move dot print actually, you know, I'm going to call this status, print status. Same thing down here. Rover move dot print status upload. Okay. Moving forward, reverse, doesn't like it. So it's missing a potential or a positional argument self. It's just so weird. Okay. So it really doesn't like this whole thing of me putting in self though. I wonder why. It just seems weird to me. It's like it's not taking that. So, or because what does the error say for what line? Line 47, it got down to there. It wanted to print status, but it's missing an argument. So maybe I need... Is moving? Would that work? Self is not defined. The other, yeah, when they're doing their examples, they never had anything. They didn't have to do anything more than that. Because, like, right here, it already, here, let me open this example up. Okay. Right, they called self here as well, and said print this, right? Because that's what I want this to do. I want it to print whatever self dot is moving is. And I guess for me, or yeah, because what they're doing, they're actually setting the parameters out here though, which really sucks. Because what should be happening is, yeah. So I need to make an instance then of maybe rover move. I mean, I could just make like another function in here that has all of this in there. I mean, it would work. I'm pretty sure it would. I mean, I guess if it works, it works. Actually, that's a really good point. Because, I mean, this doesn't actually have to be inside of there, but it's at the same time, I can make it do everything I need to. So, I don't know. So, let's say I do copy, define test move. Okay. I'm going to save that. And then, oh, actually, I'm, again, make sure I have that copied. And then I'm just going to say, rover move dot test move. Save. Okay. Doesn't like that. What does it want from me? Dang it. Okay. Just erase self. Take that out of there, right? It shouldn't need it. What do you mean self is not defined? Hold on. Print self dot. Oh, wait. It is. What? What is happening? That doesn't make any sense. That's the syntax though. Because it got to print self dot is moving, and I had already, you know, defined that up top there. What? What? Can I do that? But it is. But it is, though. What are you... Ah. Alright, I mean, I guess if you guys have watched for this long, that's cool and all, but I'm gonna maybe do this a little bit on my own. So, yeah, this is gonna be about, a 2.5 hour video of just me going, why isn't it working? So, have fun watching that. Yeah, hit that like button, subscribe. Just kidding. Yeah, hope you learned something, or learned what not to do. All right, good night.